Okay, so here's something really controversial. Pickup height. Obviously, everybody's got their own opinions about how high your pickup should be and what it does when you raise or lower your pickup. In a kind of practicing environment, maybe a bedroom environment, it's probably hard to tell what the impact would be when you're playing live in a band, because obviously it's a different scenario altogether. So that's where I'm going. I'm heading for that. So I'm heading for, like, well, let's adjust our pickup height so we get a really good live sound, perhaps at high volume or in a band scenario playing live. That's what I'm going for, and I'm going to probably highlight a few reasons why I'm doing this video in the next shot, where I show you a pickup and how I adjust the height, which is, you know how to do that, but the reasons behind it and why I do it. And perhaps I might, I don't know, we'll try it. Well, we could like, you know, play our guitar with different height settings, but on a camera, on a recording like this, you just wouldn't hear the difference. It's kind of something that I'm going to show you and give you good reasons why you should try it, and then go and try it live, and then you'll go, actually, he's right. You know, it actually does make a difference live. Perhaps not in my bedroom, perhaps not in a rehearsal studio, but out there live in a pub or a club or wherever, it does make a difference. So, okay, let's move to the next shot on the camera. I'll show you some pickups and height, and why I adjust the height, and I'll explain it as I go along. Here we go. Look here. Okay, 2 pickups, 2 humbuckers. We're talking humbuckers in this video. These are Seymour Duncan's SH1 pickups, which is their blues pickups, low output, Alnico 5, kind of like Angus Young style, I suppose, pickups. They got like the highs are quite high, the lows are quite low. It's not scoop, but it kind of gives you that scoop feel. I'm not talking heavy metal scoop, but it's just got that pickup scoopy kind of feel to it. So yeah, think Angus Young. And that's kind of the territory where we're at with these. Now, contrary to popular belief, because they're low output pickups, if we bring these pickups, tighten these little screws up here and bring the pickups closer to the strings, that's going to increase your output to your amplifier, which is correct, it does. Also what it does is it creates a more trebly sound, which you may want, or you may not want. I think these pickups have got enough treble without, you know, going really close to the strings, but depending on what you think is close. So anyway, my point is that if you bring these closer to the strings, although you think you're getting a better sound, you actually are not getting a better sound. You're getting less dynamic sound for a start off. Yes, you're getting a trebly sound. Some would argue that treble that they get out of that is what they want. You know, that's fine. So if you're like me, because obviously it's all down to the individual and it's all down to different pickups because they all do different things. I'm just trying to be as generic as I possibly can. I'm going to pick another guitar up as well and have a look at that. But this is my point, is that you need to have some air between this string and the pickup, and the reason why you need to have that air in between it, or a gap or a space, is so your pickup can be dynamic, i.e. you hit it hard, it growls, you hit it softly, it sort of just talks to you. For that light and shade, you need to have a pickup set in this particular way. So the other angle of this is, I've noticed that if you have certain pickups, maybe not all pickups, but the pickups I've used, if you have them a little bit too close because you think you're going to get more squeaks out of it, more dynamics out of it, it's not actually the case. It's just more trebly. It gives you that illusion that it's going to do more for you when the pickup's closer to the strings. I hope you kind of getting this. It's very difficult to explain, but so there we go. So that's my kind of angle on it. So when you're playing live and you're playing away, all those harmonic overtones and sounds that are coming out of that pickup are going to be different and dynamically different than they would be if you set your pickup a little bit lower than normal. So, am I telling you to set your pickup lower than normal? Perhaps I am, because I found that your pickup works better and is more dynamic working this way. The other train of thought is that, you know, some people say, well, you know, if you have your pickups too close to your strings, it reduces your sustain on your guitar because of the magnetic pull. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I haven't really found a difference, and you know, I'm telling you what I can actually hear, the difference I can actually hear, not what is perceivably different. Or, you know, there's guys on YouTube and on the internet which will do scientific tests to prove the fact that, you know, A is correct and B is wrong, you know, and we're talking minute differences which the human ear probably won't even notice. So it's not worth going down that route and not worth going into that argument. But anyway, that's my point. The other thing is that, you know, when perhaps if you've got a really quiet pickup, or a pickup's probably not very good, you might need to get it close to the strings in order to get some kind of reasonable sound out of it, and I appreciate that. And also, you might have a really, really powerful pickup. I've seen somebody with a guitar that had a really powerful pickup, and they backed it right off down to, you know, I mean miles away from the strings, and they still got quite kind of a vintage sort of sound out of it, albeit very flat sounding, I must admit. But hey, that's my take on that one. That's that guitar. Let me pick on another guitar, which is interesting. Okay, so this is a Les Paul Classic, and the pickups in this, originally the pickups in this were, I think they were a quite high-powered pickup. I can't remember exactly what was in them, but anyway, I've swapped them out since. Originally I had the Seymour Duncan SH1s in this guitar, and after a while I realised, listening to recordings and stuff like that, I realised that perhaps for this guitar that's not the right pickup for me, and because of it's kind of like heavy bottom and kind of squeaky high. That pickup seems to have the attributes that it has, which is brilliant, which is a brilliant way of doing it. Well, anyway, these pickups are fairly similar, except for they got a little bit more mid-range. I found with this guitar, with Les Paul, it's got obviously a darker guitar, so I wanted a little bit more mid-range. That was my thinking behind it, and that was what was going on in my head. I put them in, it worked anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I just did a quick setup on this last week, and I didn't really pay much attention to what I was doing, and I just went out and gigged it, and I was playing along, and I was really, really conscious of it being really trebly and really not responding to my picking dynamic whatsoever. And then when I got it back here, I looked at it and I realised that how close this pickup is to the strings, and how beautiful the neck pickup, the neck pickup sounded compared to the bridge pickup. And then I quickly realised that it's just way too high for me. But you can measure these and you can get specs off of Gibson and stuff like that. But it means nothing. It means nothing. You need to just try it for yourself. You need to play it for yourself. And in your bedroom, or perhaps your rehearsal studio, or perhaps a place where you're not playing with the full band members, or perhaps you're just, you know, rehearsing on your own, it's difficult to hear, or it's difficult to hear compared with the rest of the band how your dynamic is working. But I always find that, you know, stick it into an old amplifier, or something with not a lot of distortion or gain on it, you can quickly hear the difference. And I find very quickly that but just by adjusting this pickup, although at first it feels like you're kind of taking away the edge, or taking away that kind of, you know, that kind of sparkly edge that we all love, you think that's what you're doing, but you're not. It's just a bedroom volume doesn't really give you a lot of scope when you're adjusting these. You know, my advice to you is to adjust, take it back, take your screwdriver with you to a rehearsal or a gig, and like adjust these back lower than you'd usually have them. I don't know, start off at somewhere like between, you know, 6 to 8 mil, say 8mm on the bass side, 6mm on the treble side. I mean, I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying it's a good idea. Just try that and play your guitar with the rest of the band. You know, at first you'll think, hey, and then you'll realise that the dynamic is massive compared to what you had before. And you know, if you need to adjust it back, you can do it. You can just, I don't know, halfway through you can adjust it back, or maybe you're too scared to do that. I don't know, but give it a try. Give it a try. Just give it one try, and see how you think. Well, I'm going to pull these back down to kind of roughly where I think I can do this by sight. That's kind of about right. Plenty of air there. That's about, I don't know, 6mm. That's about 8mm. I know that works for me with these pickups. These pickups are, believe it or not, these are quite cheap pickups in here, but they're very, very good. We've gone over that video before. These are Axtec. They're low output pickups as well. And I always find that the issue is more with low output pickups than it is with high output pickups. But there you go. Okay, this is a Gordon Smith, a Flying V with single Duncan SH1s, Alnico 5, magnets in, set the way I would play this live. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that very well, but basically there's a lot of air compared with a lot of players, but hey, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because that's not the point. Let's just play this. Play a pretty low gain amp setting, and you can still hear that the dynamics are still there. So just by you know, people think that maybe lowering the pickup you lose the dynamics. You kind of don't. You kind of get more dynamics, and that sounds weird, but you do. You get more dynamics with your pickup slightly lower. It's scary because if I measured this. If I measure this, I mean, how low is it in terms of millimeters on the treble side? We're kind of looking. Not that I never measure these things. You know, we're looking what, I don't know, 6mm. 6mm. Yeah, about 6mm. Probably about the same each side. The other thing is that the neck pickup, I don't necessarily balance the two so they sound the same volume. My preference is that I don't usually use the neck pickup unless it's something clean, so the volume's not such a big deal, or I'm playing, you know, some perhaps a lead solo. You know, using that, but so volume isn't such a big deal for me. So I if anything, I'd rather it be louder anyway. Okay, so go and give it a try, give it a whirl, see what you think. Come back to me, send me some comments in the bottom, tell me what you think. If you think it's rubbish, tell me it's rubbish. If you think it helped, let me know if it helped or not. Put the comments below, and I'll catch you later.